Welcome to this class. Now, in this class, we'll be talking about the principal officers in public sector. Now, this will be an introductory class for you. This class we'll be going through all of them, and then in the subsequent videos, we'll be talking about each of them in separate videos. Now, if you go back to the beginning of these videos, when we're defining public sector, we said public sector is the sector of the economy that is controlled by the public. Now, we went further to explain what the economy was all about, and then why do we need government in the economy, or why do we need government in the economy. So, in this video, we'll now be looking at those various actors which we'll consider as various officers that will be helping us to achieve whatever objective the government has set for the economy. Now, so this is an introductory class. So the first person that is very key to this is the president. So the president is commander-in-chief. Like I said, we'll be discussing the president and all his duties and role in the subsequent video. Supporting the president and is what we call the council of ministers. And I think it's even best to call them the cabinet. Now, this cabinet consists of the vice president and all the ministers. Now, if you remember, it is a norm for us to have one minister per state, and that is why we have both ministers and ministers of state. And then the person that is of our interest, because we'll be talking more of the economy in this cabinet or council of ministers, is the Minister for Finance. Because the Minister for Finance is in charge of the fiscal and monetary policy of the economy. And then we have the accounting officers. Of various ministries and agencies. These are usually the PAMSEC. They report directly to their ministers, and the ministers report to the president. Now, underneath these guys are what we can call the Director of Finance. Now, the Director of Finance are in charge of record keeping a record and providing end of the month financial statement or end of the year financial statement, which is now presented to their accounting officer. These are usually the PAMSEC. The PAMSEC sits down with the ministers and it goes forward. But we have someone that is basically controlling all the Director of Finance. That is the Accountant General for the Federation. Office of Accountant General for the Federation. I don't know if you remember, there was a discussion of trying to distinct between the Accountant General for the Federation and Accountant General of the Federation. I will not go into that in this class. Now, the Accountant General's office usually superintends over all these directors of finance to make sure that the financial statement is done by them, because in the final analysis, the Accountant General summarizes or collates all the financial statement and presents it to the president. Now, also part of the support system we have here is also the budget office. We'll be talking about the budget office because for part of what these entire actors do is that they present an estimate, which we call the budget, at the end of the year to National Assembly, and that is collated and managed by the budget office. Now, the Minister of Finance, in doing our role, gives power to CBN to do things around the monetary policy. So we will be reviewing the role of CBN, that's Central Bank of Nigeria, as part of this, as part of these actors. And then we have the National Assembly. Now, the National Assembly is usually supported by Office of the Auditor General for the Federation. Now, the Office of Auditor General for the Federation conduct periodic audit on all these ministries and agencies that are saddled with responsibility, and then they report to government, to National Assembly, that has the oversight function over the entire presidency, because National Assembly is in charge of allocating resources. They're also in charge of making laws. So they are also in charge of approving of the budget that is presented by the president. Therefore, they use the Auditor General to review what the agencies have done in terms of how they've implemented, and they use that as a basis of reviewing what the president is doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the next class, we will now be going through, for example, what the president is doing, the role of the council of minister, especially the minister for finance, the accounting officers, what are their functions, and then the director of finance. Then we'll review things that like monetary policy and fiscal policy when we're talking of minister for finance. And then we go into what accountant general will do, and then the budget office subsequently. So, like I said, this is an introductory class. In the next classes, we'll go on from there.